Well, hello to anyone watching. I just wanted to share with you something I have found really quite amazing and just a huge blessing and quite surprising in its impact upon me. You may have heard of the Matthew Henry commentaries. If you haven't heard of those, you've been living under a rock, of course, because the Matthew Henry commentaries if it would be the most well-known commentaries of all. I mean, there's John Calvin's commentaries, which would be very well-known, but Matthew Henry's just seems to be like the bread and butter of so many people, and certainly you're reading what the church has read over many centuries now when you read that old commentary. And there are many actually modern reviews on that commentary that really put it in the category of par excellence. It really is just such a wonderful thing to do, to read that commentary, even if you just managed to read some of it. It's written by a Puritan, so how could it not be good? Uh, it is really most excellent. And one of the things I've been doing, as I find I'm getting older, and I find it harder to hold books. My hands have had a lot of work and use over the years, and I love the Kindle. The Kindle is so light and lasts for ages. It's a wonderful tool, and a lot of my books are on here. I know it's not the same as a hard copy. I still love my hard copies. But for certain things, such as reading at night when you're perhaps a little tired, you can just lay this down on its side with your head on the pillow and literally read this as you go to sleep. And you don't have to hold a heavy book in your hand or sort of manage turning the pages. It's excellent, and it comes back to the same place you left it, of course, and many other electronic advantages. Well, I'd always wanted to read Matthew Henry's commentary. In fact, it was given to me, the hard copy versions, and I think about eight or nine volumes, maybe more, on my wedding day, as a wedding gift, if you like, by my parents-in-law. And that's been sitting on the bookshelf for a long time, and I've delved into it occasionally. But now I've bought the electronic version. I'm trying to read it. I'd love to read the entire commentary. So look, you can purchase it very cheaply, and I'll just open it up here. I'm reading through the life of David, and that's been very interesting indeed. And what I find most interesting about it is, and this is what I was not expecting, in fact, and what I wanted to share with you, is it's like when you read the commentary, you have the verses in there, of course. You have the Bible chapter that you're looking at or studying, or the passage you're studying, and then the Matthew Henry will then break down and expound the passage you've been reading. But what I did not expect, after doing this for some time, is that it's a little like reading a novel, a wonderful novel. I don't know how to describe it. You're left in your mind with the thought of, it's like you're being there. It's like you're involved in the story. I was not expecting that at all, and I find that quite marvelous. He takes you inside the story, and you feel you are examining it as a fly on the wall, and you're there. You're there in that room. You're there on that field. You're there in that person's house or chamber, or whatever event is occurring. You are passing through it with them. Now that's been most excellent, because it really is sucking the marrow out of the passage in a most unexpected and deep way. And you will know, if you know anything about people who have read the commentaries, there's one such as George Whitefield. Now, his common practice was to be on his knees every day, as I understand it. And his common practice was to read the Bible along on one side of his bed, or I think he was kneeling as he did this often, and he had Matthew Henry's commentary open on the other side of the bed, next to him, next to each other, if you like. So he was referring to them as you read, and I think he found that obviously highly stimulating, and that came through in his preaching. So you can see the effect it had on him. But it is like being there, and it's like an amplified Bible that's amplified and amplified again. So, we talk about amplified Bibles, which sort of expand on the chapters and the verses and give a more robust or more expansive translation of those verses. Well, this is like this 10 times further. You're reading the commentary, and it's got those wonderful Puritan insights that you cannot conjure up these days. I'm sorry. With modern writers, sorry, we don't cut it. We might try to. We cut it in our own way, I guess, with modern scholarship and all that, which is nothing wrong with that. But the Matthew Henry commentaries, I highly recommend reading. And you will find, I hope you find what I found, is that you're taken into that world, and you're left brooding on it and thinking about it and meditating on it, and you're going over those chapters. It's very slow reading, I will say that. You're in a book for a long time, but that means you're in the book for a long time. You get it? So there's many benefits to that. So I'm just encouraging anyone listening, get a Matthew Henry commentary. Don't find the abridged ones. Just go straight for the full version, the complete version. You can get abridged ones, and woe betide, and worst of all, unless your English is poor, don't get a modernized translation, whatever you do. Look, I don't find this hard to read. I mean, I picked up a bit of John Owen the other day. Now that takes some reading and rereading. This isn't John Owen. So you will find this easy going. There's turns of phrase in there, sure, that are from the 1600s, but it's not. I don't find them confusing at all, and I don't think most people would. Get the original version and get the complete unabridged version, and just start reading. You're reading with the saints of old. You're reading something that's trustworthy, and you will be blessed, no doubt, with godly and good theology. Now, he died, unfortunately, before he could complete the commentary, believe it or not. Sadly, he was he died completing most of the Gospels. So he completed all the Old Testament, and the New Testament he had begun, and we can thank the Lord he completed the Gospels, but he was not able to complete the rest of the Bible, the epistles and onwards, which was unfortunate. However, he had made copious and extensive notes, and he had many of his friends and followers step in at that point, and from his copious notes and studies, complete the commentaries for him. I think he wrote in the meantime what the interlude was, which held him up from completing it. I think he wrote a study on family worship, book on family worship, and he was very interested in that. And so that was what he did in between coming back to his commentary, but failing to complete it. So I highly recommend it. I hope that's blessed someone, and pick it up. You won't regret it. God bless.